it time and time again already, multiple times this season, but to have a veteran group that's seen a lot, that's played in a lot of big games, how much does that manifest itself on nights like this?
It manifests itself for sure, you know, in good and bad. It takes a little while to get going sometimes. But you know, they find themselves in a hole, and they're proud and respond. So that's the most important thing, and they responded tonight. And you know, other than probably a bunch of points as the game was kind of over in the last minute or so, kind of shut them down in the second half. So that's what we told them. We said we have to win this game with defense, and they did it.
From a confidence standpoint, is it as simple as in that second half is seeing the ball going through the hoop and you get an extra bounce in your step on the other end of the floor? Or what did you see as the turning point from an energy-wise?
You know, I think the spirit was not great in the first half. The spirit was exceptional in the second half, but I think you're right. Like, it takes a few minutes of stops and baskets to really see that spirit rise. And so we jumped on it early in the third. You know, some balls went in, obviously, but I think that came off our defense. You know, came off getting stops, getting out in transition or semi-transition, and getting to actions early, and creating better scoring opportunities for ourselves. So I think the defense led to the offense.
You're down a dozen. I'm sorry, bro.
Well, what I was going to ask you, in the third quarter, down a dozen, you put in Cam. It seemed like we were looking for a spark, and it seemed like once he got going, the other guys were looking for him. So can you just describe his impact?
Yeah, you know, it's without Joe, we were down a shooter, a spacer, and so, you know, we have to go with some different lineups, some different guys, and Cam was great. You know, he stepped up with confidence to take shots, and you know, I think he is a kid who we all love and think has a bright future. But sometimes these early stages in the season, you're in tight games. You know, it's difficult on just some of the mistakes that are just inevitable with these young guys. But tonight he really hung in there, made some big shots for us, and I thought was really aware defensively. And I was proud of him tonight.
I was going to ask, are there, the way he played, where there were no glaring, egregious errors? I mean, does that little bit of time, or a dozen minutes, does that at least give you that modicum more of confidence to put him in a spot again? Sure,
it counts for something, for sure. I'm not just going to turn my back on his performance. I thought he played great. You know, with our team, we got a lot of guys that are kind of in a similar range as far as ability, and so that makes it a little bit difficult. But it's nice to have options. It's nice to have a young player like that who is talented, and for him to step up in a game like this where we're down on the road and play well was excellent. And you know, he definitely, I thought, made progress tonight.
Was there anything specific? You closed that on a 20-6 run. Was there anything specific defensively that you said, okay, we need to take this away, that you were successful in taking away from that thing?
Well, we went to switching everything instead of just 1 through 4. But more importantly than that, we just said at halftime we got to get into bodies. You know, they were into us. We were getting poor looks. We weren't as diligent with our physicality and presence, and they were getting good opportunities. So, you know, we had to change that and flip that and at least have a chance. So I thought their physicality, attentiveness was much better. And like I said, that also fueled the offense a little bit.
Was Jared's size giving Blake problems, or was there something else involved in the thought process of starting the second?
Yeah, I mean, I think J.A. gave us problems with his rim protection in the paint. And, you know, when we don't have a ton of shooting, it allows him more to be in there. You know, but I just thought we needed to change something in the second half, play with a little bit more pace. L.A. obviously was making shots and spacing the floor for us. And then other than that, we played with a little bit more smaller lineups, you know, giving James Johnson and Paul opportunities. So, you know, just tried to make an adjustment tonight to see if we could generate some energy and pace and turn the game.
And also, we know Blake has been struggling with this shot lately. I mean, do you consider making a move to LA as a starting center from the opening tip?
Yeah, we'll see. We consider all these things every day. That's what coaches do. So, you know, we'll see, though. Long season, lots lots to consider, lots of things that are unforeseen in the road ahead, and sometimes you don't want to overreact to situations, but everything's up for debate and consideration.
Steve, you guys have this, obviously, this massive payroll. You have some guys on the roster who are all-time players. Do you ever just shake your head that you're in this spot where you're having to rely on, rookies and two-way guys to help you win some of these games?
That's life, and that's basketball. We have a unique situation this year, and we got to try to enjoy trying to find an identity with this group. We had a week or 2 weeks with a totally different idea and concept that we'd planned for the last year. And while that's unfortunate, we still got a lot of reward ahead of us if we stay with it and we try to find solutions and work together and build an identity. So great opportunity for other guys, and I think our team is far from fully formed.
Okay, thanks, Steve.
All right.
Cam here.
Cam Thomas, 3. He ends up with
he was
11.
huge.
That was the theme. I got about 5 guys on the list. But was the story of the third quarter in which the Nets outscored the Cavs 32-19 more about their offense or more about the way the defense
To me,
played?
it was the defense. So the Nets score in their first possession. Cleveland gets the ball. They come down the court. They get it into Jared Allen. And here comes Kevin Durant helping out. And he gets a block shot. That set the tone. You saw them talking a lot more on defense. They were much more active. They were getting in the passing lanes. Give the coaching staff, give the players a lot of credit, making not only a tactical adjustment by getting LaMarcus Aldridge in there, but I think it was an attitude adjustment as well. They were really locked in defensively. And you're right, Bob, it all started in that third quarter.
Yeah, it was almost like in that first half, the Cavs were just blowing by him, very aggressive, getting to the basket. That didn't happen, although Darius Garland, who had a great first half, floats this one in right here. It's a double-digit lead in the third. So right there, Garland's feeling good about his game, but a tough break for him and the Cavs as he hits his head on this play.
Yeah, and he went out for about 5 minutes, and Cleveland got outscored 16-9 while he was being attended to. And I'll tell you what, Bob, he made only 1 of his last 10 shots. So I think this shot really affected him. Give him credit for coming back in. Here he goes to the locker room, but he did come back in late in the third quarter, but he just simply was not the same player. This guy, though, the kid from LSU, Cam Thomas, outstanding.
Coming off a great game for the Long Island Nets last night with 46. He started lighting it up. Patty Mills started getting hot from behind the arc. It's a 3-point game, and then Nets on the move, and here's Thomas once again.
Yeah, he led all freshmen in scoring last year at LSU. The kid knows how to score. That's a 3-point play for him right there.
I love the trust to get him the ball up front like that and let him make a play. Patty Mills pull up right there, ties it at 82, and then Thomas coming through again next possession.
Yeah, look at Cam Thomas. They're not really guarding him. Patty Mills spots him. Little hesitation dribble, pull-up jumper. The kid is a very good offensive player.
I thought that was a great adjustment, too, to take it inside, shoot the 2 baseline like that. Just knowing, listen, I can pull the trigger on a 3. Maybe the guy flies in my face, but knowing I'll take the mid-range
on that
shot.
last shot there when Ricky Rubio's comes flying at him, pump fake, dribble, pull up, makes it.
All right, so there's your second half surge for the Nets. And again, I think the biggest thing was everybody getting involved and just closing off those lanes for the Cavaliers, especially in the third.
Yeah, defensively, they just had a different mindset. They were much more aggressive. Darius Garland going out, I thought that was really big. I thought that started to change the game. And that's just a hustle play by him. Inadvertent shot to the face that he took. He looked like he was in a lot of pain. But again, down the stretch, Kevin Durant, it's like this quiet game that he has, but yet he just makes all the right plays, whether it's those shots that he's making when you need them, and how about the pass to James Johnson down the stretch? They're leaving him open because they're so worried about Kevin Durant. Bob, you and I have talked about this so many times. Kevin Durant will make the right basketball play. There, he's not in the mindset, oh, I have to launch a 3. I'm on a roll right now. He's getting a better shot for a teammate, which ends up being a layup at the rim.
Well, again, how about an opponent not having the mindset, oh, James Johnson isn't going to beat us. Oh, Cam Thomas isn't. And Durant says, I'm giving you the ball. You're going to beat him.